Hello everyone and welcome back to Power BI with Akshay, and in this video I'm going to talk about DAX User-Defined Functions. Yes, this much awaited feature is finally here in Power BI and it's already a game changer. In the upcoming series of videos, I will share top 20 real world use cases of DAX UDFs which are also easy to implement. This will be the first video in the series where I will demo how to get started with the UDFs. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Okay, DAX UDF feature is still in preview. To enable it, you need to go to File, Options and Settings. Then under Options, go to the Preview Features and scroll down to see the latest changes. You need to check this user-defined function and click OK. Once you do that, you need to restart Power BI Desktop to be able to use it. I've also published a detailed blog which talks about everything you need to know to get started with UDFs. So why DAX UDFs are a game changer? The first benefit is you will have reusable DAX codes. So no need to write duplicate codes. You will have at one centralized code that you can use it across PBX files. Okay. The other good thing is, like with other programming languages, you can parameterize DAX UDFs also, right? So you can pass any parameter for any expression or values that you may want to. Not just that, with UDFs you get benefit of cleaner and leaner DAX. Basically one function will do multiple things for you. Okay. The other benefit is its speed. Because you already have UDFs, right? So you will not need to create redundant calculation, giving you better performance. The best part is you will have centralized DAX logic, meaning easy to maintain calculations and data models. Many are still confused with usability of DAX UDFs when calculation groups and field parameters are also there. But there are some basic differences. The first being you cannot parameterize calculation groups and field parameters. That's something only UDFs have to offer. The second thing is calculation groups and field parameters are dynamic in nature, whereas UDFs are more static and centralized. So when you want to have centralized and static logic across various calculation and PBX files, then UDF is always a better choice. Now, enough of this theory, let's get started with the demo. You can define your DAX UDFs either in the DAX query view or in the TMDL view. But I would highly recommend using the DAX query view because it's more relatable when you're working with DAX. Okay. So what you see here is I've already created one function, user-defined function called whole square. The purpose of which is to actually compute one of the very famous algebraic identity a plus b whole square, right? So how does this work? You have to start with define, which actually lets you to define the function that you want to. Then there is function keyword, which lets you to name the function and pass parameters. So how does this work? I've named my function whole square and passed two parameters a and b. Okay. Now here is a definition of this function. So what it does is it solves algebraic identity a plus b whole square. Okay. Now to check this, I have used evaluate function. And inside the evaluate, I have called whole square function that I have created above. Okay, function and pass two parameters, a is equals to 3 and b is equals to 4. Okay. Then once you run it, you will see the output and this what in the result window. Okay, which is 49 in this case. See how beautifully this works, right? You just need to create a function and then call. If it is parameterized, you can call the function with parameters and you will have your answers. You will have your result. That's about it in this video. Stay tuned for the part 2, where we'll actually start our top 20 real world use cases, starting with the first one. See you soon.